In a Fox Carolina follow-up, a somber day in the courtroom for the family of Warren and Ann Willis, the well-known Greenville County couple who own a chain of convenience stores. They were robbed, kidnapped, and nearly beaten to death by a group of 6 men in 2018. And we were at the Greenville County Courthouse today when Mark Wright and Jermaine Williams, 2 men who prosecutors say helped organize this crime, were sentenced to 40 and 30 years in prison. Last month, we told you about these 4 men: Jack Foreman IV, Jeffrey Mullins, DeJuan Young, and Jack Foreman III. And they all pled guilty for their involvement and were given longer prison sentences.
Our own Matt Kaufax was at that sentencing, and he's now in our newsroom, or actually in the studio here with us. So what did they have to say in court?
Well, Cody, we heard passionate words from the family about how their lives, because of the actions of these men, the 2 there today and the 4 that they recruited, have been changed forever.
What an amazing family. I mean, they have the strength and the resilience of somebody I've never seen.
Greenville County Solicitor Walt Wilkins believes justice was served.
You know, you've had that nightmare before where you wake up and you hear something and then you go back to sleep. Well, Miss Willis had the nightmare. She woke up and heard something, and it happened.
Today, the last 2 men involved in the horrific attack on Ann and Warren Willis sentenced to 40 and 30 years in prison. Prosecutors say Mark Wright and Jermaine Williams plotted to steal money from the couple who own a chain of local convenience stores. It's an experience Ann Willis spoke about today, but her lawyer asked that we not show her.
Say during the robbery, I have never been so afraid in my entire life. When they jerked me out of that bed with masks, I was so scared that I lost my mind at times during the whole process.
The family told the court Ann had to relearn how to both walk and talk after Wright, Williams, and the 4 other men they recruited from Florida attacked her husband outside his store on Highway 414, drove him to the couple's home, and then shot and stabbed her. They also talked about Warren's eyes and hands, which they say have been permanently damaged since he was brutally beaten.
This is one of the most heinous crimes that is not a murder that I've been a part of in my career.
Attorneys for both Wright and Williams tried to say the other was the true mastermind behind the crime, both men apologizing to the family.
I made deliberate choices which were wrong and completely devastating your family.
I do think they are sympathetic and did not want this to happen the way that it did. Of course, when you engage in violent behavior, things happen, and then you are held accountable for all of those actions and the actions of those that you're with.
Wilkins says what's important now is that the family know none of these men will be free to harm them ever again.